Action. Hello guys and welcome to the podcast. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be talking about who I am, my background, my beliefs, and hope you enjoy the show. And hopefully this is the first of many. Come on, let's go. We got this. Come on, take 327. Hello guys and welcome to the first ever episode of the Dan Bennett Podcast. Today's episode is going to be labelled Who is Dan Bennett? And it's essentially going to be a bit of an about me. So thank you so much for, if you're watching this now, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. This is something I'm going to be working along in the background, basically releasing new content when it's ready. I'm currently traveling in the States at the moment. I'm currently in Tampa and St. Pete staying with my mate George. So I'll try and be releasing one of these a week if possible. I've already got a couple recorded where I've been interviewing my mentor and a couple of other people. I've got them recorded. I'm waiting for the right time to release those guys. But for now, I'm going to introduce who I am, essentially why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I've released a blog, why I'm doing a podcast, and basically essentially a bit about me. It allows my customers to obviously get a bit of an understanding of why I'm coming to you over a podcast and why I'm going to be on YouTube and stuff. So I think I'm going to be sharing some really, really important lessons with those around me. And I know for the people I've spoken to and who I've told I'm going to be doing this, they're really, really excited about the message I'm going to be spreading. So thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to start talking about who am I. So for those who have no idea who I am, where I've come from, anything like that. So I grew up in the UK and I was an avid soccer player, loved playing soccer my whole life. And then I had the opportunity to come to America at 19 years old to go and try and play college soccer at the University of North Georgia. It was amazing, 4.5 years, incredible, met my best friends, had some amazing, incredible experiences, played the college game, and ultimately ended up finishing my college, my soccer career in college. And from there I went into 2 years in the business world. I worked for a fast-moving consumer goods company up in Boston. I was essentially a sales manager there, so I was managing maybe 10 to 15 accounts. I was bringing in roughly $8 to $10 million of revenue a year for the company, so I had a lot of stresses and stuff on my plate. And basically, in the start of year 2, COVID hit, and during COVID, when I was working so much and when I was stressed all the time, when I was anxious all the time, this made me realize of how much I wasn't fulfilled by my work and how there was so much more that I wanted to go and achieve in my life. And that's essentially led to where I am today, right? So I gave the company 6 months notice. I handed my notice in early March. I've worked until end of August. And then from there, I've just been traveling. I've done Miami, I've done Colorado, I've done St. Pete, Charlotte, North Carolina, and basically each place I've been, I've stopped with different friends. I have friends I haven't seen in a long time. And basically I'm kind of couch surfing. I'm traveling. I'm literally got all my bags down there and a bit of a backpack. So, I'm roughing it for a little bit. And then actually back on Friday, I'll be flying back up to Boston for the last month where I'll be staying there before I go home for Christmas. So, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fulfilling. But basically, I think in life, how do I word this? I think in life, you can get very, very easily stuck into the rat race, into the hamster wheel that is the 9 to 5 grind, the 8 to 6, whatever you work. For me, it was closer to a 7 till 6, 7 till 7 most days. And for me, I realized that the life I was building for myself wasn't the life that I wanted to live. And although from the outside looking in, it was very easy to think, oh my God, Bennett's killing it. I was driving a Merc. I was, making good money. I was traveling all around the world for business and stuff, which from the outside, I thought was what I wanted. Growing up, I'd seen a lot of my friends' dads and a lot of my, family friends who do very, very well for themselves. And I was like, that's the life I want. I want to go make bank and, buy all the watches, fly first class everywhere and have a really, really great life. And at the age of 24, I was kind of living that life. I wasn't saying I wasn't a baller by means. It's all subjective, obviously. But, I was doing fairly well for myself for a 24-year-old out of college. And basically I had the realization this year that I just really wasn't happy. And it's changed my beliefs a lot, that I think that should be more at the forefront of what everyone's trying to do. You know, I've got friends who are trying to go into banking. I've got friends who are trying to go into finance. I've got friends who kill themselves working extremely long hours, grinding. And I sometimes question that. I go, what are you actually working for? Are you working for financial freedom? Like, what is that? At what point do you think you're going to achieve what you're after? And that's kind of led me to where I am now, is that I'm going to be opening my own business. I'm going to be getting into property back in the UK. I'm going to be, you know, doing all these things. But I think I've changed my mindset, and I'm going to be, you know, living life more on my terms, and, you know, finding enjoyment in what I do. And I think if you can try and position yourself in a way where you're going to find enjoyment in your work, and then that's what makes you passionate, then ultimately you can never be dissatisfied with your work. I think for me, I've realized that a lot of why I was doing what I was doing was all external. And I think if there's no internal satisfaction from what you're doing, then ultimately you're going to set yourself up for failure. Like for me, I was waiting for my end of year bonus. I was waiting for my monthly commissions. I was waiting for my paycheck every 2 weeks. And yeah, you know, meeting with my customers, they're amazing. They're really, really cool, young, energetic, creative people. And I loved that. I love dealing with those people on a day-to-day basis. That was amazing. That was the best part of the job. However, but if you took them away from that, then there was really largely no internal satisfaction from what I was doing. And I think for a lot of people who will be hearing this, I think they'll think the same thing. I think you need to, you know, temperature check your environment. I think you need to look at what you're doing on a day-to-day basis and question it and go, the life I'm building for myself, why am I doing that? Am I working for an investment bank because that makes me happy, or that because that's an external pressure that I've put on myself because that's what I deem to be successful? And then if that is the reason why you're doing that, like, why are you doing that? Is it to make 2, 3, 4, 500 grand a year? Then dude, if that makes you happy, if that's what makes you happy and that's what gets you out of bed in the morning, kudos. But for me, I realized that chasing the money and chasing the bag wasn't it. And look, everyone wants to do well with their life. Everyone wants to do very financially well for them, except like, but you know, the amount of times that my card has been declined at Walmart or all that stuff. These are things that have happened earlier in my life. When I was in college, I was a poor broke college kid. The nights eating ramen noodles, all that crap. I mean, yeah, I've been there, and I've realized that then I had no money, but tell you what, I was 10 times happier than when I was earning, 6 figures and, doing very well for myself. So, you need to temperature check your environment and see if the life you're building for yourself is what you want. I think it's very, very easy to try and please your parents, try and please your friends, to try and, do all these things that from the outside you think are going to make you happy. But I think sometimes you just really need to assess the environment you've built for yourself and see if that's, if you're doing what you want to do. And for me, that's the current journey I'm on. I am currently traveling. I'm writing a blog. I'm filming a podcast. I'm working with some potential property deals that I'd love to get into. These are things that generally get me out of bed in the morning. I'm training more. I'm healthier. I'm eating healthier. I'm not stressed. And I understand that it's very easy to say, well, yeah, Dan, of course you're happier. You're not going to work at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning. Well, ultimately, I'm also doing every single day what I want to do. Every single day I've done something what I want to do. I've worked out every single day. I have eaten healthy food. I've done all these things that when I was working that hamster wheel, these are the kind of things that I didn't factor into my lifestyle, and that the lifestyle I built for myself, it was very difficult to do. And that's kind of, like I've said for the 8th time, like that's what's led me here today. I'm actively choosing to build a lifestyle that I want. And I would love to get other people to kind of temperature check their environment and say, look, the life that you're building for yourself, is that actually making you happy? I think largely this is to do with the people around you. Are the people around you making you happy? Are they bringing out the best of you? Or are those the kind of people who are they miserable? Are they having the Sunday scares? Are they not wanting to go to work? Well, if these are the people that you have in your environment, then the likelihood is you're just going to be a product of that environment. And for me now, I'm actively choosing to position myself into a much better headspace with the people I have around me. All my group chats now are, centered around trying to build a business for yourself, having better mental health, better fulfillment. Every person that I speak to now in my group chats, we're all trying to do the same things. We're all trying to, build and design these lives that we don't want to escape from. And ultimately, I think if you wake up on a Sunday morning and are dreading your Monday morning, then there's only so long that can happen before that, you need to elicit a change in your life. I think it becomes very, very frustrating to me when I was back in that for 2 years, where there wasn't many Mondays where I was like, oh, all chipper and going to work. I'd go to the gym, and then after I've walked out of the gym, it was like, right, you have to mentally prepare yourself to go into the workplace. And that's not what you want. Like, you want to be happy. You want to jump out of bed on a Monday morning, excited about what you do. You want to work with customers that you love. You want to, do things that you're passionate about. You want to be healthy. You want to be fit. You want to eat good food. You want to do things that bring you enjoyment in life. And I think it's very, very easy to say, oh yeah, Dan, that's a fairy tale. It's not grown up. But no, I know people who wake up and go to work extremely happy every day and make great money and have all these amazing lifestyles. And I think people give up on that too easy. And that's what I'm here, I've taken a stimulus check on my life, and I realized that wasn't the life I was living. From the outside, it seemed great, driving a nice car, making good money, traveling, nice apartment. But dude, these external materialistic things aren't the things that make you happy. You need to get happiness and fulfillment from what you're doing, and then that will breed success. I can guarantee it. Everyone I know who's been extremely, extremely successful in life, and this ranges from people who just are happy, some people who make millions of dollars, some people who just, they have an amazing work-life balance. That to me is success. Doing what you want to do on a day-to-day basis, that is success to me. And, that's currently what I'm building for myself. And I'm positioning myself to be around people who are building the same thing. So, to be honest with you, for the large part of these podcasts that I'll be putting out there, that's what a lot of the content will be about. It will be about interviewing those who have designed the life they want. I've had a property investor on. I'm going to have professional athletes on. I'm going to have very, very high level business people on who ultimately haven't been a product of the system and have actively gone out and designed the life they want. And I love that. That's the kind of lifestyle I'm trying to build for myself. You see these influencers, I hate the word influencers, but you see these influencers who, from speaking to them, they've built a life that they want. They might have brand deals, they might have advertisements, they might travel all around the world, but ultimately they're doing what they want to do. And I would bet, obviously, this is largely subjective, but for a large part of those people that I've spoken to, they have a really great and great work-life balance, and they're happier because they're doing what they want to do on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's where a lot of your happiness breeds from, is doing the things on a day-to-day basis that A, you're good at, but B, bring you happiness and fulfillment. And I think ultimately people forget that, and people are like, right, once I've earned 50 grand, then that's going to make me happy. Then you on a hamster wheel, right, and then now I need to work 70. Now I need to make 80, 90, 100, 110. But at some point, when's enough enough? Like, if you're always chasing more, always needing more, then, well, ultimately you're never going to be fulfilled, because one day you're going to pull up to someone in a bigger yacht than you, or a better car than you, or you're going to move into a lovely, amazing house, and the next day you're going to drive past an even bigger house. And you're in this hamster wheel of always wanting more, of always needing more. And it doesn't make you happy. Trust me. I've sat in a nice car in a nice apartment, and I've been just as equally as lonely and upset because of the environment I built for myself. And it all stems back to environment, and you need to actively go out and build the environment you want. And I know I'm rambling. I can already, I'm rambling for sure, but for the large premise of the podcast that are still to come, that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be, interviewing people who have realized that they have the capability to design whatever life they want. And I'm not telling you need to be famous. I'm not telling you need to own a big business. I'm just saying that you need to be able to be happy going to work on a Monday morning, knowing that you're choosing the life you want. And I think if you can do that, then congratulations, you've won. If you can wake up knowing that you're where you're meant to be, then kudos, because you've won. That's what life's about. It's, ultimately being in a position where you are where you need to be. So, guys, thank you so much for the first podcast. I've rambled. I can tell I've rambled. So these will continue to get better. The audio and the visual is probably pretty raw at the moment. This is going to be something that we'll continue to make better. But for now, thank you so much, guys. And, have a great rest of the day, and hopefully see you soon. Bye.